Visit CCGCastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Check video description or visit CCG Castle for more. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at Mega Glalie EX. So, a Mega Glalie EX, the card printed in a breakthrough. So, basically 220 HP water type with a Siren Mount attack. So, one water energy and one double colors energy or two any energies, colors energies, 100 damage plus. If this Pokemon has 10 or more damage counters in it, this attack does 150 more. So if you have exactly 10 or 100 damage counters or more, you're going to be able to hit for 250. 250 is going to be enough to knock out even Whaler DX. So you can knock out pretty much everything with a single shot. And it's not that hard to power up. I mean, one Mega Turbo double cores energy and you're ready to go, just in a single turn, which is just amazing. And of course, even Glalie EX with the Ice Breath, I mean, if you flip a coin and get heads, your opponent Pokemon is going to be paralyzed, but instant freeze with the Max Elixir, for example, and double cores energy on a turn 1 can actually give you opportunity to hit for 150 your opponent Pokemon in play, which is also pretty good in my opinion. So I decided to do a both combination with the Mega Glalie and Glalie EX with the Max Elixirs and Mega Turbos and of course double cores energy, so I can maybe turn one attack, I can maybe turn 2 Mega attacks. So it just depends on what kind of the deck is going to be on the other side. And of course Manaphy EX for support with the Aqua Tube for the free retreat, so I don't need to worry about retreating, as long as, of course, there is no Hex Maniac or something like a Garbodor in play. One Hoopa for that Scundering, so I can actually set up my bench. 2 Shamins for the setup, and of course, 1 Rage Ice for that Resistance Blizzard and Ice Beam. But the Resistance Blizzard is actually not that big deal, as long as we have that Pokemon Ranger right now at this moment in the standard format, but this is still pretty decent because also with 1 Max Elixir and double cores energy you can turn 1 easily, use Resistance Blizzard and pretty much prevent your opponent EX from attacking you, but you can even do that later. You can just surprise your opponent, you never know when you can use it. So 12 Pokemons, 36 trainer cards and 12 energies. So let's take a look on some item cards. As usual, I'm running 1 Escape Rope because I really don't like to play without Escape Rope in deck. It's just a pretty good card and in some situations can actually help you to maybe avoid those Jolteons, maybe even Glaceons, but maybe even to force your opponent to promote, for example, EX in the active position, so you can go for just 2 prizes instead of the 1, and maybe even win a game. 4 Max Elixirs, of course, for that energy acceleration, 2 Mega Turbo for those Mega Glalies. I just decided to roll with 2 Mega Turbos because I just really need 1 water energy and 1 double cores energy, so I can use my Siren Mount, so I think 2 is pretty decent and enough. 1 Super Road, of course, since we run only 8 basic energies and we never know when we can actually use later Regice or maybe Shaman or Hoopa again for the setup, but even Manaphy, so there's the reason why Super Road is pretty reasonable. 3 Trainers Mails, 4 Ultra Balls, and 4 V Seekers. Probably a lot of you will ask, why Ultra Ball when you can just use Dipole? Well, that's just the reason, because I'm also running Shaman EX and I'm also running Hoopa EX, and with Ultra Ball I can pretty much search my deck for any Pokemon. With the Dipole I can only search my deck for those water Pokemons, and that's the reason why. From supporter cards, 1 Hex Maniac, always good to have. Hex Maniac can help you pretty much against Greninja Break, so if you can play smart and being able to find Hex Maniacs, you can probably easily win against Greninja with this build, but you also need to be very fast. 2 copies of Judge. I mean, we really need a Judge because sometimes probably we're going to hit with the Instant Freeze for 150, and that's pretty good because sometimes you might be playing against those Glaceons, or you're just maybe going to play against those Umbreon EXs, and you need to be very cautious about that because they're actually popular at this moment. And actually running 2 copies of Judge can be pretty good because you can also use that Instant Freeze. But also turn 1, if you can set up pretty well, you can force your opponent maybe even to go down to 4 cards with the Judge, so it's pretty good card in my opinion for this deck. 1 copy of Lysander, of course, 2 copies of N, also disruptive card, very disruptive card. 1 Ranger, of course, for the Glaceon, Giratinas, and even those Jolteons. 4 Sycamores just go straight away, discard hand draft 7. 2 different stadium cards. I decided to roll with 1 Pearl City and 1 Rough Seas. Well, why 1 Pearl City instead just of the 2 Rough Seas? Well, because I'm running also Shamans and Hoopas and I really want to be able to remove them from my bench. And of course, I can even put my opponent and force him down to 3 cards and maybe even judge turn 1 down to 4, so he might not be even able to set up. And of course, with the Rough Seas, I can heal the damage off from my avoided Pokemons in play. But to be honest, maybe even a second Rough Seas wouldn't be that bad. But it's up to you. If you just want to be safe, you can go with the 2 Rough Seas, but then again, you really want to discard Hoopa and Shimmy from the bench because they're easy price targets. 1 Floatstone just for the case you're not going to be able to have energy, so you can retreat. You never know when you can use Floatstone. Floatstone is just a tech for that turn 1. I mean, it's just a single card, and sometimes you're probably going to ask yourself, well, how big chance I have to hit Max Elixir, Double Course Energy turn 1, for example, on my Glalie, find a Floatstone for my active Pokemon, and go with the Judge. You don't have that big chances, but sometimes that can actually happen. And when that happens, you know that you win the score, you win the jackpot on the ladder, and you're going to be able to hit for 150 and put your opponent down to 4 cards in the turn 1, which is pretty amazing. 3 Spirit Links, so we can evolve without losing turn. I really like to go with the 3 Spirit Links. I know that a lot of people actually go with the 4, so they can actually have that Spirit Link when they need it. To be honest, when I play in real life, a lot of time I actually have very good success by getting a Spirit Link in turn 1, turn 2, by just top 7 cards and with, for example, another Ant or Sycamore. And I really don't like to run 4 of them. I mean, sometimes you might just find yourself good by 4 if you're forced to discard 1 or 2 of them in a turn 1, but I really prefer to have 3 so I can have 1 extra card for any other tech card. And of course 12 energies, 4 double course energies, and 8 water energies, so it's 60 cards in total. As usual, if you're looking for any of these cards, you can find them on CCGCastle.com with the TCG Center 5 code. You're also going to be able to get 5% discount on your purchase, so you should also keep that in mind. So once you're able to see this deck, let's do some game tests so you can actually see it in the action. So see you in the game. Alright guys, so let's do this. Basically today I'm playing with a Mega Glalie, so I decided to build a Mega Glalie deck just to see how it will go, and it's pretty decent. It's not the top deck that you can actually get, but for the money at this moment it's pretty good. I mean, I think that Glalie is like $3 and Mega Glalie 4 or 5, something like that. So definitely for the money that you're gonna pay, you're going to get pretty good cards and pretty decent decks. I'm going to use right here pretty much Ultra Ball. I just want to get as many cards as I can. So this is gonna be a Hoopa EX. For that 3 EX, I'm going to take 1 Glalie, 1 Manaphy, 1 Shaman, of course. Before I actually go with my setup, let's go with the Max Elixir. Unfortunately, no energy. So I should definitely put my Pearl City in the face of my opponent so he cannot play more than 3 Pokemons in play. I will also use that Super Road just to have 1 extra card with that Shaman EX. So this is going to be setup of 5 extra cards. So really looking at least for a double Course Energy right here, maybe. There we go, there is a double Course Energy. And this is going to be Escape Rope. Of course, my Glalie. 1 more Glalie for my bench, a V-Seeker for Judge, so I can even force my opponent down to 4 cards on the turn 1, plus Pearl City. I think it's a pretty decent play for me. Not for my opponent, but definitely for me. And what else I can do? Pretty much attach my Spirit Link and pass my turn. For next turn I have Rough Seas in case I took some damage counters. And of course if my opponent remove my Stadium from play. More than that, what else I can do? Let me just see. I guess I can pretty much use my Judge again and try to find that Water Energy. But actually, top decking Water Energy is going to be the best thing I can get. Also, I need to definitely vary a lot because of that Umbreon EX on the other side. So I should maybe even try to avoid basically my opponent Umbreon by not evolving my Glalies into Mega Glalies, because if Umbreon is going to be able to hit for the knockout, he's going to be able to draw 4 prize cards, which is just ridiculous. And I really don't want to see that. Right now he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in his hand, and there's an Ultra Ball, so he will go down to 2 cards after that Ultra Ball. But who knows, maybe he grabbed that Hoopa EX or something like Yveltal EX. If this is the deck that I think that is, with Pitch Black Spears, Yveltals, that he definitely does not play Hoopa. He just play, I think, 2 Yveltal EXs and 2 Shamans. So there is 1 Shaman for the setup. It's going to be 5. Alright. I guess that my main focus is going to be try to find a Lysander and Lysander his Umbreon. There we go with Oblivion Wing for 30 damage. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in his hand. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. So I guess I'm done right here, to be honest. This is just gonna be instant freeze for 150, and I will just knock out his Yveltal without thinking too much right there for the next turn. Pretty much get the knockout, draw 1 prize, and sit and wait to see what my opponent can do. Definitely his Pitch Black Spear is not gonna be that annoying because of my Mana Fiend play. As long as I can have my Mana Fiend play, I can have the free retreat, but unfortunately I discard my Super Road in the third one, so I need definitely to worry a lot right here. So there's a big Delinquent, which means that I will discard my Ranger, I will discard my Shaman EX because I will not need it, and I will discard one of my Trainer's Mails right there. There we go, so I'm down to 4 cards, he's down to like 5 cards in his hand, which means that I will definitely go with the Judge for the next turn. Oh, I will discard my Hoopa, and I will discard my Shaman from the bench. Not bad, Pearl City, actually, not bad. So luckily I have that Rough Seas, and there's a Pitch Black Spear. 60 on Mana Fee, and 60 on my Glalie. Definitely want to play my Rough Seas, no doubt about that. Let's just go with a Max Elixir. There is also 1 energy. And I guess I can even attach 1 energy on my Regis to have 2 different attackers. And I can use my V-Seeker and roll with my Judge for 4 cards, so I can use my Instant Freeze and I can just knock out his Yveltal and basically grab 1 prize. So he will not have attacker in play. I mean, the only attacker that he will actually have will be that Umbreon EX. And Umbreon is not capable to do anything actually against non-Mega Evolution. It can hit just for the 70, but that's just a very low amount of the damage for 1 EX in the current format. Against Megas is definitely very strong, but against something like a Glalie at this moment is not. Wheel of Darkness also with the Color's Energy can hit for 20, and you can discard as many cards as you like from your hand in order to drop that many cards. So there's another Ultra Ball. I wouldn't be surprised to see Yveltal EX right now, so you can actually try to power up that Yveltal and maybe counter my Glalie with it. But of course, right now, I guess I can even try to find my deck for that Mega Glalie and pretty much try to knock out his Umbreon. But as long as I have that Rough Sea sitting in my sitting in play, I can heal some damage, of course, from my Pokemons in play. And I think for the next turn, I mean, I will definitely power up my Regis, there is no doubt about that. And also looking forward maybe to actually retreat my Glalie. Oh, right, very nice. Max Elixir Energy attachment from hand, which means that he can use Evil Ball for 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. Oh, this is going to be a knockout. This is going to be a knockout on my Glalie. I didn't expect to see something like that, so he can hit enough damage for the knockout. There we go, Evil Ball for 120, which is enough for the knockout of my Glalie X. But it is how it is. I'm going to put my Regis in the active position. I have 1 Water Energy in my discard pile, so this is going to be Rough Seas. This is going to be a... Oh, how many cards I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. Let's go with 1 Max Elixir. Oh, unfortunately, no energy. I guess I can attach my Floatstone, but I really don't need. This is going to be Ultra Ball for Hex Maniac. And the Floatstone, actually. And it's going to be for Glalie X. So I just need to find a way to get that double course energy so I can use my resistance blazer. But even a regular water energy will do the job. I mean, it will actually. I mean, I can use my ice beam, try to paralyze his evil towel. It's still decent play. As you can see, no sign of the double course energy. But as I mentioned earlier, at least I can use that ice beam. Try to get heads basically to paralyze him. This is the very important thing right now. Oh, it's a tails. It's a tails. You gotta be kidding me. Right now he can actually use that evil ball and go just for like 100 at this moment. Next turn he can do even. With one more energy he can do even 120, so I will definitely be in a bad position after that. But at least I have that N, so I can grab 4 new cards next turn, maybe even put my opponent down to 3. So there is one pitch black spear evil towel for him, and oh, I wish I had that heads on the coin flip right now. It would be a whole different story. So there is a fighting fair belt on that evil towel. Right now he can hit for 110, still that energy. Still he is short for that one energy card. Maybe even that judge wasn't that bad. I mean, evil ball for 110 at this moment is all he can do. And there is one more energy, so this is going to be 130 actually. So evil ball for 130 is actually all that he can do. And right now I just need to find a double course energy actually somehow. So I can put some pressure on him. There we go. There is a double course energy as a top deck. And this is going to be a N. And I managed to find pretty much nothing good. So instant freeze only for 50. But right now he have 3 energies. That's 90 damage, 110, 130, 150. So with one more energy card, he's going to be able to knock out my Glalie again. And that's not something that I was looking for. I was hoping actually to get right here anything that I can actually use. And even Giovanni's scheme will be enough. Even Giovanni's scheme for that evil ball is going to be enough. So right now I'm in very, very, very bad shape. I don't have too much opportunity right here just to use my Glalie and basically to attach that energy on it. And this is going to be pretty much and down to 1 card. So we're still not over here. My opponent will go down to 1 card, and I can actually Mega Evolve if I really want, even without losing a turn right here. So he will need to ask himself, is it worth to attack him right there? So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and boom, just like that. A Mega Glalie. So I mean, I have 2 double course energies. If he tried to attack me, next turn he's knocked out. So there is 1 more darkness energy. Can he find maybe a Lysander on my mana fee? If he can do that, then he's definitely a winner. But without Lysander, I guess he can just maybe use Ice Icon for 100. Or maybe he can even just retreat. You gotta be kidding me. He have a Lysander. But this is not gonna be enough. This is gonna be like 110 with the Ice Cyclone and actually 100. He decided to go with the Ice Cyclone for the 100, so he can definitely power up that Evil Towel for the Pitch Black Spear by a few turns. I first need to find a way to retreat my mana fee, of course. I'm not going to be able to attack. I can heal some damage, that's for sure. I'm going to retreat, no doubt about that. Alright, so the top deck. Let's see what is going to be a top deck for my opponent. Just don't be a Lysander. Be anything except for the Lysander. I mean, or the V-Seeker for the Lysander. So I still cannot one-hit knock out his Evil Towel. So I need to have at least 100 damage on my Glalie. On the other side, I really don't even want to look at his discard pile. Another energy card, so probably Ice Cyclone again for the 100. And then Darkrai is going to be able to hit for like, oh, Evil Bolt for 130, not bad. Let's just heal some damage from the Glalie. Alright, feels nice. And there we go. Finally, Siren Mount for like 250, a big 250 damage, which means that I can one-hit knockout pretty much everything that he had in play. There's a Max Elixir, there's another Mega Glalie for me, and there we go with the Pitch Black Spear, Evil Tall. So once again, you can see how broken N can actually be. Don't try to survive. Don't try to actually surrender to your opponent. You can always win. There is no doubt about it. You can always win. You just need to play till the end because you never know what you can get and how bad your opponent can actually draw after you actually end him down to like 1 or 2 cards. So there is a super road, but more than that, I really just need to hit that Max Elixir so I can maybe try to find that energy so he will put a lot of resources back in his deck. I mean, he's definitely going to be able to power up that Darkrai, so something like a V Seeker for the Lysander or Lysander by myself is going to be a GG for me. So there's a Fighting Fear Belt on that Darkrai, so with one more Darkness Energy, Darkrai is going to be able to hit for like 70. And it's my turn. So there is a Water Energy, and I'm going to put my Glalie down. I will use my Max Elixir, so there we go with the energy. Energy on the Glalie and energy on the Manaphy. You can even Mega Turbo, but oh no, I feel the damage and I cannot one-hit knock out his Yveltal right here. I totally forget about that. But I really need to do that, because if he can find Lysander, he can knock out my Manaphy. So I even need to do that on my next turn. Unfortunately, I really need to heal my damage off. So maybe I can just try to power up another Mega Glalie, because he's at this moment in the active spot with his Yveltal, and he cannot retreat. And he just discarded another Lysander right there. So I didn't pay attention too much on my active Glalie because I just tried to pay attention on my actually Manaphy EX with the damage counters in it. So there is one more Darkness Energy, and right now he can go with his Darkrai for Dark Pulse 20, 40, 60, 80, 90 damage. So 90 damage. I think that he had 9 Darkness Energies and 4 in his discard pile, 3 in play, so he can still find like 2 more of them. And actually he need 2 more of them to be able to one-hit knock on my Manaphy. So there is a Pearl City, so I can expect to see remove Shaman from play. Alright, my turn, maybe for Lysander. I cannot believe what I just top deck a Lysander. So I can definitely Lysander his Yveltal EX, and I guess I don't have another option to just go with my Cyber Mount for 100, and for 80 actually, it is how it is. So if he can retreat, I guess it's going to be a GG, but if he's not going to be able to retreat, who knows what can happen. So there's a special charge, and he can actually shuffle one of his Double Cores energies in his deck back. He still need to find a way to retreat his Yveltal EX, and then just try to find a Lysander to knock on my Manaphy on the bench. And of course, I cannot remove Stadium, so there is Professor Sycamore, and he discarded 1 more Darkness Energy, and he have like Darkness Double Cores energies right now in his hand. So what he will do, who knows? Retreat on the Yveltal with the Pitch Black Spear. So I guess Judge will do the job right there, because I will get Trainer's Mail and Mega Turbo, so maybe I can hit a Spirit Link, or maybe I cannot hit a Spirit Link. So I guess I can even just Mega Evolve right here without knocking out his Yveltal. But what do I really need? I really need to knock out his Yveltal on the bench. So if you have access on his Lysander, then this game is pretty much over. So I will just go with my Cyber Mount, and we'll just see what my opponent can actually do right here. Basically, right now he can input 20, 40, 60, 80, 90 damage with a Dark Ray. So he need that Darkness Energy for 110, and he need Lysander to be able to knock out my Manaphy. Unfortunately, the 10 HP on the bench. There is a Darkness Energy, and will there be a Lysander? So there is one more Max Elixir. I wouldn't be surprised to see that energy. So there you go with one more energy card. He have enough resources for the knockout. The question is, can he bring in play that Lysander? If there is no Lysander, then I can just V-Seeker for my Lysander. No, there is no Lysander, so he can just go for 130. And actually, this game is over because, yeah, he actually quit before I managed to knock him out. Because I can just go for 250 and I have one prize left, and it was definitely very, very interesting game to watch. So once again, guys, a full deck list you can find right here in front of you. 8, of course, basic water energies if you're just wondering how many of them I run. So that was the deck list for the Mega Glalie. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more future videos. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave comments below. And of course, till the next time, don't forget to check other videos on my YouTube channel. Have a nice day, and goodbye.